Hello, my dear friends. Good morning to all of you. So, after unit number 5, part 1, this is the second part of this unit number 5. In this particular video lecture, I consider last two topics of this unit number 5 is white collar crime and individual factor of the moral and ethics, right? So, this is very interesting video lecture. If you've seen this video lecture, then you can easily understand what is the meaning of white collar crime, and I hope you understand and enjoy this video lecture. Okay, so let's start. First of all, white collar crime. In the simple language, I tell you that always crime has not required weapons. With the gun, with the we can say hazardous equipment, you cannot doing the crime. But there are the another crime without weapon is considered as the white collar crime. So this type of codes you have to write in your examination, because paper, or we can say that examination always given by the thousands of students, right? But how your paper is, we can say, different from the another students, it depends on you. So whenever you write any questions answer, at that time you have to write some in, we can say, some new type, some new innovatively type. Okay, so white collar crime means there are not requirement of, we can say that there are not requirement that always weapons are required for the crime. So white collar, I hope you know about the white collar job. White collar job means what? There are the job requirement for the first and second class is considered as the white collar job. So crimes of the suit is to do more damage in the monetary and the emotional loss in the 1 year than is crimes of the street over the several years combined. So the presence of the technology has aided WCC, white collar crime. So nowadays these types of crime we have to heard about that from the social medias, from news. So white collar crime nowadays is very popular in India. There are the various types of crime is considered in that. So let's see. White collar crime is considered, first one is a corporate fraud, embezzlement, Ponzi scheme, extortion, bankruptcy fund, inside trading, and monetary laundering, money laundering. So this all, or we can say this 7 crime are considered in the white collar crime. This is very important question from your unit number 5, and I maybe this question may be asked in your GTU examination. Okay, so you should learn about that. So let's see one by one. First one is a corporate fraud. Means what? The illegal activities done by the companies or individuals is done in the dishonest and unethical way is called as a corporate fraud. Take the example, they have to doing mal accounting, mal, or we can say mal accounting. Mal accounting means what? They have to doing that if they have to earn a higher profit, they can show from the books of account, they have to show that the less profit and doing tax evasion, and they have to doing a fraud in their corporate world. So it's considered as a corporate fraud. Second one is a embezzlement. It's happened when a person is entrusted by the employer to handle a money or the property, use their position and the funnels to the company money into their personal account. Embezzlement is a very important crime, and nowadays you should know about that. And I give you a real example regarding this embezzlement in Bhavnagar. In Bhavnagar, before 5 to 7 years, in the Bhavnagar Nagrik Bank, there are the person, we can say there are the depositor, whatever we can say, there are the customer of the bank is considered as a depositor, right? Depositor have to, we can say, deposit their gold in their safe lockers. Okay, safe lockers. And then after they have to blind trust on the bank, that they have to save their funds, they cannot doing any unethical practices. But in the Nagarik Sahkari Bank, Bhavnagar Nagarik Sahkari Bank, one manager is doing the unethical practices, and they have what they do in this particular we can say situation. What he do, he take the safe, whatever the gold in the safe locker, he take from that, and they have to change from the gold to the, we can say, another metal. So it's what, it's a one type of your embezzlement, means they have to doing public property, they have to we can say use public property as their personal account. Okay, they have to doing this type of things. And sometimes you have to heard these frauds. Sometimes some, we can say, person, there are the less educated. So some banking policies and some type of salesmen are always they have to given some, we can say, bribery to them, and some type of, we can say that they have to given a different type of scheme to this uneducated people, and they easily, we can say, easily catch this type of we can say peoples in their frozy scheme and in the faulty scheme. In the faulty scheme, they have to consider this type of people, and people can easily involve in this field, and they have to contribute, they have to given the money on the regular basis of them. And they because there are uneducated people, so they cannot know about what type of situation, what type of working they have to do. So what they do, they have to doing this money from, they have to consider money from their personal account, and this type of embezzlement is nowadays is very popular fraud. Then Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is the after the common Charles Ponzi in 1920, who made 2,50,000 per day through the mail coupon fraud. So is a word Ponzi scheme is derived from this Charles Ponzi, because Charles Ponzi in 1920 had to doing this type of unethical practices, and then after is considered in the Ponzi scheme. So here from this image you can easily understand that Ponzi scheme means what. Okay, I tell you what is meaning of that. So in this Ponzi scheme, what they do, a person have to doing that they have to given a lottery scheme, some type of individual certificates to the public, and public are interested in that, and public have to given a money to him. And after that he is a, we can say, unethical person and doing unethical practices, what he do, when his funding return, when is the time for the maturity of their lottery scheme, he can get from this money and go the another places, and we can say get the money from the people and not given any penny to this peoples. So it's considered as a Ponzi scheme. Okay, sometimes some people have to purchase a lottery scheme, some, we can say, T-bills, some new we can say some new certificates, but if there are the maturity time, the person can not available, he is a fraud person, right? So the schemer is promised the investor to return an investment for the each month, and money is invested in the firm. So person have to invest each we can say month, they have to invest some money to him. So since the investor is receiver money from the first money, newly started and separated the recruitment follows, because people's, we can have to doing this herd behavior. So one person have to invest in this field, so another persons are also invested in this scheme. Investment has been a successful in the first few months and convince more investor to place their money. What they do, they doing that in the first month they have to given the money to the person, so person have to more enthusiastic, and always we can say given the other, we can say, review, and that they have to also invest to given the suggestion to other person, and they have to get the higher profit. And if they have to get them enough money, then they cannot given the money to them. So it's a Ponzi scheme. I hope you understand this. Then extortion means what? Extortion means tax evasion, means you cannot pay the right tax to the government, because some some of the companies have to do this type of extrusion. They have to receive a higher profit, and they cannot we can say show in the books of account, and after if they have to face any financial difficulty, they have to given a bribery to the financial officers and get these types of extortion. Then bankruptcy fund. Bankruptcy fraud means what? Nowadays, you all heard about this Punjab National Bank, PNB, then Yash Bank. So, what they have to do? They have to consider the money from the depositor, and then after they have to announce that we are bankrupt. So, this type of frauds are considered nowadays. Then insider trading. It's a very important topic. I tell you about that. Nowadays, what happens in the market? In the market nowadays, I hope that you also invested in the demat, we can say in the different types of shares and debenture through the demat account, right? So insider trading means what? Insider trading means companies crucial data, or we can say very helpful data, they have to release to the other person is considered in the insider trading. Why they have to doing this insider trading? It's a considered by the only white collar, we can say white collar job person, because whatever the crucial information, what are the very important information, always known by the white collar job person. So for their personal benefit, they reveal the data to the other person. So there are the create the biggest bull and biggest, we can say, bear in the market. And I hope you seen this scam 1992. Okay, I hope that you seen this scam 1992. Sometime you as a student, you think that ma'am always state that web series you have to see in this web series, right? But I tell you that about that, because if you seen this type of series, and then you understand what is the meaning of insider trading. Because if I tell you this meaning of insider trading, and you seen this web series, then you can easily understand it, right? So insider trading means what? Means you have to reveal very important data of your company to the other person for your personal benefit. And if this type of information is released to the market, then your shares price, your debentures price is automatically from the up and low and down, right? So it's a one type of insider trading is considered as the white collar crime. Then money laundering nowadays is very we can say a fraud, and is considered is the biggest fraud in the market is the money laundering. It's the illegal process of concealing and the origin from the money and obtaining the illegal by passing through the complex situation and the banking transfer from the common transaction. Okay, so in this money laundering, what they have to do? They have to invest higher money, and they have to show the wrong entry in the accounts. Okay, so let's see here the collection of the dirty money. They have to doing this black money, they have to collect the black money, then they have to place this black money in the bank, and it's to be invest into the financial system, because it's a black money. I hope you know about this demonetization system. In the demonetization, when the 500 and 1000 rupees note is to be a banned in the India, at that time they have to many we can say people had this type of black money, and they have to invest this black money in the other person's account. Why they have to invest in that money? Because it's created from the black to white money. And I hope you heard that some people's accounts are closed from the 10 year and 15 years, and in the demonetization time, these accounts may always start it again. So why they have to doing this type of money laundering system? They have to invest higher money, and it's created in the money laundering. In the simple language, you can understand that they have to create black money to the white money. It's some money laundering in the simple language. I hope you understand, right? Then after, they have to laundering and the transfer money from one account to another account, and then after they have to transfer money and given the loan to the other companies. Then after they have to purchase a luxurious product, because it's a black money. If they have to directly invest in the other we can say product, then it's created the tax evasion, tax we can say taxable liability. So they cannot invest directly in the we can say product, but they have to doing the another placement, and then after they have to purchase this type of we can say assets, right? Then Vijay Mallya involving a 9,000 crore, a Raja is a telecom minister, corruption of amounting 1.76 trillion. Nirav Modi is a diamond case is involving in the PNB officials. So there are the various peoples have, and they are considered at the white collar job, and they have to doing this type of money laundering fraud. Then last topic is the individual factor. After the white collar crime, I hope you understand this, what is the meaning of white collar crime, it's important. Then after individual factor, this is the last topic of unit number 5. So most business manager do not embrace the extreme philosophies. A personal moral and the compass is not sufficient to prevent a ethical misconduct in the organization context. So the corporate culture, rewards for the meeting, performance goals are most important for the drivers of the ethical decision making. If you provide the proper meaning of, in the simple language, I tell you that if you provide a sufficient salary to your employees, if you provide the sufficient reward to your employees, if you provide sufficient welfareness for your employee, then your employees have to doing this type of ethics, doing this type of practices. No, they cannot doing, because they are satisfied. So that's why always we can say business always try to doing this type of develop this corporate culture. So it's a reward for the meeting a performance. Then equipping employees with the skills allow them to understand, resolve ethical dilemma with help to make a right decision. If you provide right salary, right meaning of salary, rewards, awards, then they are satisfied. They cannot doing any insider tradings, they cannot doing a money laundering in their firm, right? So measures to minimize this white collar crime to unethical behavior. First one is a employee scrutiny. How we can minimize this white collar crime in the market. So first factor is employee scrutiny. Means what? While hiring, check a moral part of candidate along with the qualification and experience. So whenever you have to get any employees in your business and your we can say in your field, in your company, at that time you have to scrutinize your employee, that you have to analyze your employee, that this person have this type of degree, this type of skill, and this person is ethical or not. Then you have to find from your own way. I give you a real example of this, that if you have to doing any job at the workplace, at that time they have to check your ethics. How can they check your ethics? I discuss my experience to you, that in the another place, that in another office, that I am working as an employee. At that time they have to given salary to me, and in this salary uh, they have to consider 100 to 200 rupees extra in that. Then after how can they have to do this, why they have to do this type of things? Because they check this that this person is ethical or not. So in the next day I return that 200 rupees to them. So they have to ask, they have to analyze that this person have to given return money to us or not. If they have to given return money, then it's an ethical person. Then unethical person, I cannot we can say praise myself, but I have to given you one example to about that. Okay, so this type of things will also happen with you, so you have to understand about that. Okay. Second one is a maintain a strict distribution of the work. So work should be distributed to the all, should be carried out by the each one. So always you have to distribute your work with the equal way. You cannot given the higher load to one person, lower load to another. Don't doing this type of differentiate and the partiality. Then whistle blowing is a very important, and I hope you know about this whistleblower in the ETC subject. I discussed with you, right? So notify about the illegal practices happening in the office. Any person have to inform the higher authority regarding this type of illegal activities considered in that. So it's a person is considered as a whistleblower. Then training is not only about how to work but also about the values and ethics and the company's whole. So a clear idea about what should be done and what should not be done with their consequences will help the employee to take the ethical decision. Then after, internal audit system, if any things are wrong doing happen, so it's a brought for the notice way ahead from the consequences. So it's also prioritize motivation employees to stick rules and regulation. So always any company and any organization have to doing an audit in their company, they have to doing semi annually, sometime they have to quarterly, they have to doing this audit system. Then develop a culture. Ethics is must talk about by the influencing people in the organization like manager, CEO, director, etc. And the culture must be developed where every meeting is to be a stress on the value system or the organization. So the more and more people hear about, so it's a get ingrained in the end they have to behaving in the manner. So always develop a new and unique culture of your business. Thus, individual factors in the ethical decision making are very complex and depend on the various factors. Sometimes independently, sometimes collectively, with a more and more complexity and the emerging in the ethical decision making. Organization have start taking a measures for the order to build a system, ensure the ethical dealing and the goodwill and achieving through the ethical action. Ultimately, it's the lead the economical growth of the company. Okay. So thank you very much. Here we completed chapter number 5. If you have any query regarding any topic, you can contact me from the any mode of communication. Thank you very much.